Cut your mic on.
What's good? What's good? We're gonna check out the debate, y'all. See what they doing. See what the squad bosses.
Okay, your screen is not up anymore. So
The
you gotta
screen is not up.
re-share your screen, brother.
Okay. Uh, all right, you see it?
Okay, it's up now.
Okay. All right, let's go. Here
All
we go,
right.
family. All right, moving right along. Okay. The Nubian complex of Darfur, Oman, African Middle Stone Age industry, Southern Arabia. The close similarity between African and Arabian late Nubian complex assemblages suggests that these sites are more or less contemporaneous. They were separated for an insufficient amount of time, meaning that the Arabian shores and the African shores were one single Nubian complex about 125,000 years ago. Okay, moving right along. Liberty Hall in Harlem, New York, on September 17th, 1922. Everybody knows that Muhammad was a Negro, Marcus Garvey. That's a big part of this discussion. Everybody knows Muhammad was a Negro. That's what Marcus Garvey said, and let's see why. Moving right along. Islam and the traditions in Africa, friends or foes, Jabril bin Yusuf, PhD. In six with the Meccan overlords, the Quraysh and possibility of foreign attack, and welcomed the Muslim fugitives to his land. It is also reported that when the Nagus died, the janazah, an Islamic funeral, was organized for the Prophet by the Prophet in Medina and absentia for him. This presupposes that the Nagus converted to Islam without misgiving, although as a matter of fact, and we'll see because they were related, they were kin and family at a distant family. The Children of the East by Richard M. Davison, Andrew University, Michigan. The Quran and other Islamic traditions trace the genealogy of Muhammad and the Islamic Arabs back to Ishmael, the son of
What's
Abraham,
good? This is what
which
we doing in the
most
man
think that
cave today. We
Ishmael is
checking out the
false or
debate:
some made
Swab
up
Boss versus
thing,
Afro-Asiatic
just make believe, but here we go.
or the Asiatic
Stonehead of
Lion.
Ishmael,
Excuse me.
Ivan Van Sertima,
Was
presented
Islam
by
created by the
Dr.
Romans?
Renoko Rashidi, African presence in early Asia. There it goes, family. We have a nice big stone head depiction of Ishmael, who was not supposed to exist, according to many. But here we are, presented by our great elders, Ivan Van Sertima and Renoka Rashidi. Moving along, family. Finally, while many have recently referred to or inferred the brotherhood of the religions and cultures of ancient Israel, Napatia, and other surrounding peoples, more direct African influences in this complex have not yet been satisfactorily investigated. Such questions are spurred on by the recent reversal of positions by Negev 1996. The Napatian Cultural Center of Obdol Advat did not, as investigated by Evi Johann Yona and myself in 1958 and 1959 consists of one temple, but rather comprise three or more shrines dedicated to different deities. What this polytheism, perhaps a sign of cultural and economic ties to the south and east of Napatia, the centers of African cosmological spheres as heartlines of the at the heartlands of world traffic.
That's
Are
the mistake I
Bedouin
made when I first
stretching
came.
between
I was trying to
Timnah,
teach these
Jordan,
niggas instead
and
of debate.
Sinai still claiming descent
Reading too
from
much.
the Napatians, ancient Napatians, which are sons of Ishmael? Take note, judges and family of the phenotype, these are black people. Moving forward, this is the area that these people controlled. Napatians, 106 AD, approximately 500 years before the birth of Muhammad, and these people were not all gone at the birth of Muhammad. In fact, Muhammad comes from the same lineage. Keeping it moving, family. Linguistics, the Sumerian origin of Islam, its relationship with Jews by Alessandro D. But the name Islam derives instead from the Akkadian Salamu, itself deriving from a Sumerian Salim, both having multiple meanings, including to be healthy, to follow, to be complete, to keep, to be complete, to take care of. The analysis of the writing shows that the Akkadian Salamu corresponds to the Arabic Salam. Moving along, family. More linguistics. Afro-Asian, comparative phonology and vocabulary, Alan Barnhart, Charleston, South Carolina. Salim, safe, secure, free, unimpaired. Akkadian, Salamu, to be well. Harusi, Salim, to be solemn, peace, Salama, peace, safety. In Shari language, the Bill language, Salim, safety, peace. In Mari language,
He ain't
to
go
be
back
safe,
far enough to
saved,
make sense,
solemn.
bro.
In Geese, Ethiopic, peace, salutation, safety. In Tigrinya, salam, peace. In Tigray, salam. In Amharic, salam, peace, tranquility. In Garaji, Soldo, salam, peace. In Egyptian, finally, Seneb, Seneb, Salam. So we see that the consonant root of the language goes back much further. Wonderful Ethiopians of the ancient Kushite Empire, Drusilla Dungy Houston. The ancient inhabitants of Arabia Petrea and Yemen believed in one God and a future life. This one custom marked the race of the Anu, the one of the names of the old race of the Upper Nile. May the judges take note that Drusilla Dungy
Doc,
Houston
this is a
pairs
direct
the ancient
headshot.
inhabitants of Arabia Petrea with pre-dynastic Egyptians or the race of the Anu. Moving forward, the children of the East, Richard M. Davison. Muhammad had the advantage in building upon Jewish Christian foundations, but it is being increasingly recognized that the doctrine of one Allah had its native Arabian roots and that Muhammad appealed to an endogenous religious consciousness. Uh, uh, our source here is Prehistoric Nations, John D. Baldwin, that very ancient Kushite temple, the oldest temple in existence, known as the Kaaba, was situated in the Hijaz. So the Kaaba at Mecca is in fact a Kushite monument, African monument. Let's keep moving. Nubian technology in Northern Arabia, impact on interrelational variability. Raw material type was also recorded, although gray chert was found in a wide used gray and dark brown branded chert and dark gray quartzite. Quartzite is what we are focusing on here, one of the hardest stones to cut, one of the hardest stones to carve. On the mold's hardness scale, it is 7. You need diamond blades to cut this stone. Who was cutting this stone, family? Enter colossal quartzite head of Amenhotep III, 18th dynasty, 1350 BC. This same stone was being worked in the Arabian Peninsula. We already seen the connection between the Arabian Peninsula, Arabia Petrea, and pre-dynastic Egyptians, the Anu. And now we see quartzite, that same difficult stone to be being worked in the 18th dynasty. Why, family? Because of his son, Pharaoh Akhenaten. This is a mural in stone of Pharaoh Akhenaten and his family, his wife, and his 3 children. 19 rays of light, divine signature of divine signature, Akhenaten and his family, 18th dynasty, and his monotheistic revolution or resurrection. Because he didn't create a new God, it was an old God. This is 19 rays of light right here on the screen, family. Akhenaten. Moving right along, flowing. The miracle of the Quran, authenticating the mathematical code. The first statement in the Quran, in the name of God, most gracious and most merciful, consists of 19 Arabic letters known as Bismillah. It prefaces every chapter except chapter 9, though missing from chapter 9, exactly 19 chapters away is the Bismillah in chapter 27, has the statement as it begins
Bro,
in the
how are
verse
you not
30.
proving
This
the
makes the
Romans
total
didn't
number of
create?
times Bismillah occurs in the Quran 114, or 19 times 6. Since there are 19 chapters between the missing Bismillah and the extra one,
You're gonna
the
lose,
sum of the
bro.
chapter
You're
numbers
not proving
is
it.
a multiple of 19. This is a code of the Quran. Miracle of the number 19. Once again, Surah 74, in Probe, Mudatta 30, over at 19. Galileo made his famous statement: mathematics is the language with which God created the universe. A plethora of scientific findings have now shown that the number 19 represents God's signature upon certain creation. This divine stamp appears throughout the universe in much of the same manner as the signatures of Michelangelo or Picasso identified in their works. Moving right along, Langman's Medical Embryology by T.W. Sadler is used as a textbook in most of the medical schools in the USA. On page 88, the 5th edition, we read the following statement. In general, the length of pregnancy for a full-term fetus is considered to be 280 days or 40 weeks at the onset of the last menstruation, and more accurately, 266 days or 38 weeks after fertilization. This number, 266 and 38, are both multiples of the number 19.
Time.
So it's not.
All right. Shout out to Afro-Asiatic. We will be right back in a minute for the rebuttal round. Looking forward to seeing that rebuttal round, family. This is the Solar Bitches Debate League.
Reparations on the table, nigga, we ain't seen shit. Put us under pressure, nigga, we ain't even sweat. Came out shining like a diamond in the middle with some mess. On Martin Luther King, bitch, we coming for a check. Headed to the Capitol to stake my feelings in the mind of a rat who you can't ride with me. I'm my only witness when I handle my business. Pull it from their hips, say bye bye, Billy. No more time for no coasting, I'm on the highway focused. I ain't even smoking, I'm just riding my emotion. Both eyes open, I'm just trying to keep calm. Put an extra set of eyes on them doing recon. Knee deep in snow, say you try and keep going. Told him get up out the cold before my nigga deform. Every old wound seem to getting retorn. I'ma write deep poems to a nigga reborn. I'ma make a statement before I make it out alive. No Channel 5, I would rather make a lie. Before the news try to make a nigga out alive. But the pain in my eyes on a much bigger prize. 501, both hands in the sky. Little do they know.
Solar sweet with that shit, though. I ain't gonna front. Pretty sweet.
Shout out to the league. We are now heading to the rebuttal round, family. We're going to start out with Swab Boss. Swab Boss, you have 10 minutes to rebut. Screen is on. Whenever you're ready, brother, you can begin your rebuttal.
Man, I'm ready, man. Hey, shout out to my opponent. I mean, real talk. The name of the debate is, did the Romans create Islam?
Right.
My opponent premise is, my premise is that Islam is an African spiritual system rooted in black concepts. There is a large amount of facts that support this. He brought none of them. He did not address the topic at hand, right? So I could go into the points, which I'm going to go, right? So he started off with another premise that I don't know where he got it from, but it said the premise that Islam is an African spiritual system rooted in African concepts. There is a large amount of facts that support that. Okay. Now he goes into a slide saying linguistic evidence and phonology. Now, the writing at the bottom was so small I couldn't make it out. I got to be honest. But if we're talking about linguistics, he should have addressed the linguistics that I gave him, Surah, Hadith, and all of these linguistics that correlated from the Christian and the Judean to the Islam. Then he says signature of Allah, the number 19 mathematical structure of the Quran, and the monotheism of the 18th dynasty. I guess he was just establishing the fact that the Bible has a mathematical principle to it, laid within the designs of his words and his, his speakings. Got nothing to do with the debate. He also went into another very small yellow print that was horrible against the background he had, but I took a screenshot of it. It said time death. Now, save word. To save this world, you need to log in. Log in. Definition. So, I mean, I really was lost at how that even correlated to the topic. Then he went into this map, which had some horrible red writing onto it, and he dwindled around there. That was his complete open. Now, going into his actual premise round, he shows up, red source, and that's a horrible, I could barely make it out, through the screenshot I did. But it says the close similarity between the African and Arabian late Nubian complex. A similar just suggests that these sites are more or less contemporaneous. So once again, he's going to establish that Arabic and African has a correlation. By the way, the source was horrible also. Then he goes into Marcus Garvey, Liberty Hall in Harlem, New York on September 17th, saying Muhammad was a Negro. I don't think I should have to address that, but I'm not leaning on Marcus Garvey, as far as the topic right now. That was like real low. Then he says Islam and traditions in African friend or foes, right? And Once again, too small of a print, but the screenshot saved me. 6:15. He's going into the Negus. It's reported the king risks chance of international diplomatic, just steadily showing this correlation between Arabic and African. This is what is that Arabic and African cultures correlated? Sure, if that's what you was debating. He going to the Quran and other Islamic traditions trace the genealogy of Muhammad and Islamic Arabs to Ishmael, son of Abraham. What are you doing with this slide? Like now you just trying to pop some information off. Stonehead of Ishmael by Ivan Van Sertima. Sure. What are you saying with that? Are you saying that the Romans did not create Islam because the stone of Ishmael exists? Let's get it. And then, it went into a ridiculous page that has so many words on it. I couldn't make it out. Moving on. I honestly couldn't see it. Then he went into another page. Wait, Al Hawatat RB. Yellow on this brown bus on this picture with red, like just use black or white standard, bro. Like real talk. I don't even understand what he was trying to explain with this as far as the debate. I could pull some information from it, but it's non sequitur. And then he started going into proving my premise, right? Showing pre-Islamic the Nabatean trade routes. This, these are Christians and Jews, right? And these are the people that was destroyed by the religion of Islam. But that doesn't see to the point of if the Romans created it or not. It was just, another fact of correlating that the Arabs and the Africans had a correlative. Then he goes into another slide talking about the Babylonian. I showed Nestorius, who was a bishop of Constantinople. Like, this was Babylonian. He's saying that the word Islam correlates with the word Salim. Okay. Does that prove or disprove that the Romans gave the Arabs Islam? Because we know that the Romans conquered the Greeks who conquered Egypt. The Greeks stole Egypt style, right? At this time, supposedly the Israelite stuff too. And then the Christians come along and there's a conflict there because of the so you're showing the correlative thing. You're going back to the source, which proved my point. Remember, this stuff is supposed to come out of the air from Allah to Muhammad in the cave.
Good point.
That's what it's supposed to come from. So then, finally, a presentable slide to say, wonderful Ethiopians of the ancient Kushite Empire once again established that the African and Arab culture correlated, which is not the discussion I'm having here tonight. Then he goes to the slide of the children of the East, or Richard M. Davison. It says Muhammad had the advantage of building upon the Jewish and Christian foundations. How? How did Muhammad? How? Can you prove something? Or are you just going to show somebody claiming something? Okay, so now he goes to another source. It says the very ancient Kushite temple, the oldest temple in existence, known as the Kaaba, was situated in the Hejaz, and for this reason, it may be the traditions say much more of this kingdom than any other part of Arabia. That literally defeats you, showing that you're like, where is the Allah? Where is the conquering people created Islam? The language killed you. So now the Nubian technology in Northern Arabia impact into interregional variability of Middle Paleolithic industries. He showed that it was some rock that was hard to cut and asked who cut it. Not addressing that. The colossal quartzite head of Amenhotep III, he's reiterating who did this work. The Greeks, the Romans, since we have proof that they did these works. Where's proof that anybody else did these works? We got proof that the Romans and the Greeks did momentous things. The Colosseum, with carving. Then he goes into not a stele, but depiction of the walls of Egypt, say 19 rays of the light divine signature. This has no source. I have absolutely no idea. Then he goes into the miracle of Quran, authenticating mathematical code, showing that mathematics is in the Quran, not
He's just
fighting against the fact that the Romans created Islam and gave it to the Arabs. Then he goes into the Miracle Quran, Authenticated Mathematical Code again in Surah 74, once again establishing, hey, if we're dumb and don't know math, and this book has a math problem in it that's complicated to us, everything about it is true. When this is dispelled and destroyed with the actual history that I showed. Now, he had no rhetoric. He stuck to the script. I got to give him that. But everything he showed that was legible, that was readable, that had some type of context to it,
disprove it.
it either supported the fact that the Quran has something intelligent in it, or it destroyed his premise showing that before Islam,
The shit is
aspect of these cultures existed in Christian and Judean people who
Good point.
were under the rule of the Romans. And we know the Romans went out and destroyed cultures and histories and wrote these books and kept them from hundreds of years, had councils, thousands of years. And so how can he show those slides and expect for me to think anything other than my premise? Yeah, this is the Roman activity. The Roman is ruling the known world. You're not moving in a fashion other than this unless the Romans are letting you. That's just it. Either you get down or you lay down. There's not no rogue Islamic almost ish like culture just rolling around talking about a moon god and Allah, this, that, and the other. He showed the Allah in Egyptian. We know that the Greeks conquered Egypt. We know that the Romans conquered the Greeks. And how did the Arabs get this information from the Greeks, from the Egypt? How did these Arabs get this information from Egypt? How did the Arabs get the 19 rays, get the Selene, get all of this Egyptian information? How? When the Greeks took over, the Romans took over, and the Romans never been conquered to this day. The best shot was a 700 war, the Diadochi Wars with the Persians, which they came to a stalemate, which also is a reason why Islam came to be. That's why that language was invented. And that's another debate. Y'all want to debate that, we get that. But all of this is done up under the Romans. This is horrific. I'm really afraid for the brother's score, man. Like, he's not who he said he was, just to spit a little rhetoric, man. This the boy Swab Boss, Black Power, man.
All right, all right. Shout out to Swab BZ. Is on you, Afro-Asiatic. You got 10 minutes to rebut.
Yeah, the brother Swab Boss just put up a lot of deflection away from the facts that I presented, that there's a deep and heavy African presence in West Asia. The brother Swab Boss mentioned that the Lukmids actually came from Yemen, Arabian tribe that went up into well, he cited an Arabian tribe that went up into that the Lukmids allegedly came from, and I guess he didn't know that those were a Black Arabian tribe or a tribe that's related to Prophet Muhammad. He also brought up the Shriners and said that has something to do with the creation of Islam, when Shriners didn't come about until about several hundred years later, after the movement of Islam. Swab Boss also brought up Steven Spielberg, Ashkenazi Jew, and referenced him as a source, which we know the Ashkenazi, the false Jew, is one of the biggest liars on the planet. The same
Helping his
people
debate,
that
bro.
control
You fucking
Hollywood
helping
and
him.
our different systems of entertainment. He said that they were a good source to get some religious information from. I guess he supposed. Uh, Swab Boss went on further to say something about Mary and Jesus in the Quran, which he didn't seem like he had a good grasp on that. But he said something about Mary and Jesus in the Quran. Uh, I guess Swab Boss didn't know that Rahman, that is out of the same chapter that he cited, chapter 19, that Rahman is actually inscribed on the Marib Dam of South Arabia by one Abraha, which was also a black man, a Cushite. He didn't really give us any backdrop information on that. He just really deflected from the information that I put up. Uh, as we can see, the brother's trying to do a fairly good job at deflecting, and he brought up a few more things about Mount Hira. Mount Hira is actually a
None
mountain.
of y'all mentioned
It's not
Petra.
really a cave. It's a mountain in the Arabian Peninsula, uh, where the Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad. That is a mountain, brother. That's not a cave. Swab Boss also brought up what I really can't get over is that he brought up Steven Spielberg and used him as some type of source or another to refute the information. But when we look at the premise, the idea that the brother is putting forth, is pretty weak, in my opinion. Um, it's about when I
See what I'm
did
saying?
use he did
The
mention in
nation,
his
it was a war.
what is this the rebuttal
These
round.
niggas has got
He
this shit
did
all
mention
fucked up.
Salim,
They out here
but what
spitting this
Salim
rhetoric and they ain't
gives
even
us is a
got all of the
demonstration
information.
of the depth of the consonant root of Islam, which is SLM. We see it in Akkadian language. We see it in Hebrew language in the form of shalom and shalom, many different forms. We see it in Arabic. Uh, Suave Boss didn't address any of that. That the consonant root extends past Muhammad of Arabia, peace and blessings be upon him, but he is not the beginning of Islam. The brother showed that he lacked depth in his understanding of the history of West Asia. He really lacks depth. It needs to go in further. How are you going to attribute uh, interregional connection between Anu people in the early pre-dynastic Egypt and Arabia Petrea that are connected by devotion to one God,
Petra.
but you attribute 3,400 years of history, you attribute to the Romans, brother. I don't see how you can do that. The Romans are just a drop in the bucket at about 20 AD. That's way off in the chronology. When we looking at 3,500 and we seeing the one God, then we looking at 1350 BC, we seeing the one God being lifted with the same numerical value of the number 19 that is over the Quran. We see it again we see it in Akhenaten's mural that is carved in stone, the number 19, and we see the same signature over the Holy Quran. And the brother is, I guess he's just deflecting from all of that. I guess the brother is a white supremacist and just says everything the white man did it. But no, sir, brother, we here to demonstrate otherwise.
I don't think you
We here to
connected it well,
demonstrate
bro.
that it actually came from black people. I did show the stone head
You under
of
the
Ishmael
assumption that Romans aren't
because
black, and that's what
you
your
know a lot of
problem
people
is.
think that it's false, and because within the genealogy of Ishmael, Genesis 25, it demonstrates that Kedar, Nabaoth, which would be Napataeans, were actually sons of Ishmael. I showed you the picture. I showed you photographs of what those people would look like phenotypically. Those are African people, and we demonstrate those are African people actually in Arabia, and we demonstrated that they are were instrumental in this area of the world. They were not Christian. You know, let me check you on that. They were not Christian. Napatians were not Christian. I put up on the screen the Avat and what they practiced and how it culminated and developed into different streams of thought. But it definitely did not come from Romans. It's too old to come from Romans. You know, I guess the brother just wants to attribute everything, obviously, to Europeans. You know, what no greatness can come from black people, anyone dark skinned or anything of that
Man, you
nature.
trying to lean on
It just
emotion.
has to all be attributed to Romans.
You hoping
And
you get the judges.
the Quran and the signature that is on the 18th dynasty. He didn't address any of that, any of the stonework. The stonework is not made up, and quartzite is the most difficult stone to cut. Quartzite was cut by ancient Arabians 50,000 years ago in Imran culture, and quartzite was cut again. Not too many people cut quartzite. And the brother asked about who was the architect. It was Amenophis, son of Hapu, which Hapu means Jacob, and so it was a son of Jacob in the 18th dynasty. That was the scribe of Amenhotep III, brother. Since you mentioned it, and you want to know who cut that stone,
Not bad.
I can give it to you. It's Amenophis, the son of Apu, which means actually means Jacob in the Egyptian language. So we can
Good
go
job,
into finer
Afro-Asiatic. This your
detail
round for sure.
as we go
This
along
your
with
round because you
the
addressed
discourse,
what he was saying,
but
and
the
then
brother is really
you
doing a very
rebutted
good job of trying to
shit.
deflect from the fact that there's African influence, African culture. Most of the languages
Now you have to say that
that
African
we cited
pre-exists
were East African languages and some Mesopotamian.
Roman
It just shows
culture.
that
It's clear, but you got to say that connected.
that interregional relationship and that cultural complex. There's no way that Islam came from Romans. Romans are just babies on this planet. And brother, good luck. But you didn't prove that Islam comes from Romans, in my opinion. You touched on a few things. I'm still tripping off the whole and then you mentioned a lot, which is you mentioned a lot, brother. And a lot, see, that's the difference between the black man and Europeans. The black man always came with a wife, brother. The black man ain't never come without a wife. That's why we see Allah and Allah. The black man ain't never come without no woman. We don't do things like that. So that's the natural order of things, and that is the natural pre-Islamic Arabia. He also mentioned the moon god, without knowing that the moon carries the signature of 19, the metonic cycle, every 19 years. So, everything is on point. It's wrapped up nice like a bow. The brother did his best to try to deflect from the facts that there are deep
Good
rooted
job,
connections
Afro-Asiatic, bro.
and in the cosmology, in the exegesis of Islam. And if we really get into it, that's what we got to do. That's what we're here for. But the brother really didn't give us too much evidence to say that the Romans produced Islam. The brother's scholarship is lacks depth. And the brother didn't really take us in too deep. But we got to go into the cultural background. We got to go into the kinship. We got to go into the reasoning why the Nagas would accept the refugees coming from Arabia into under his fold and under his protection. They was family members in
They
all
were already,
actuality.
they was related.
But
Duh.
that's something that we
That's
probably get
basically
into
what
in
happened. That's how
the
the
next
motherfucking
round.
Kabul left
But that's a good job
Petra
at trying to deflect.
and got
Swab
to
Boss,
Mecca.
shout out to you, brother.
The losing,
Good deflection tactics.
the winning family took the Kabul with them.
All right, shout out to Afro-Asiatic. We're going to get into this rapid fire round right in a brief second, family. This is sort of a big league. Let's get it. Not that one. Not that one. Not that spot. Got the other one.
Boy, Bingo on the track.
I'm affiliated.
Let's see if I can find it. I don't know what this is, but I'm just gonna see if it's going. Dan Gibson, let's see. Petra fallacy. Early mosques do face the sacred Kaaba in Mecca. The early mosques do face the sacred Kaaba in Mecca. Oh, saying that it's not true. For over 1,400 years, Islamic civilizations has taken the orientation of sacred space more seriously than any other civilization in human history. The sacred directions toward the sacred Kaaba in Mecca, called the Qibla, in the languages of the Muslim Commonwealth. The ways in which Muslims have determined the Qabila over the centuries constitutes a complicated story where several facts are known. Arabs before Islam had an intricate system of what we call folk astronomy based on what one can see in the heavens. The Kaaba has a rectangular base, which is astronomically aligned. Major axis points towards the rising of Canopus, the brightest star in the southern sky, and the minor axis is defined by the summer sunrise and winter sunset. Its four corners pointed roughly in a cardinal direction. The Muslims developed a sacred geography in which, over the centuries, various schemes were developed in which segments of the parameter of Kabbalah corresponded to sectors of the world which had the same Kabila, defined in terms of astronomical risings and settings. The first such scheme appears in Baghdad in the 9th century. By the early 9th century, the Muslims had assessed the geographical mathematical knowledge of their predecessors, which meant that for the first time, they calculate the Kabila rising, using medieval geographical coordinates and mathematical procedures. Of course, this would not mean that they could not find modern directions of Mecca. From the 7th to 9th century, also occasionally, therefore, until the 19th century, Muslims used an astronomical alignments to lay out the Kabila. From the 9th century to the present, Muslims have also used mathematical methods to calculate the Kabila. So how far to go? So the first time was the 9th century. Let's get back to the show. Let's see what they talk about.
Culture exists before Islam?
Did the Islamic culture exist before Islam?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you figure it came out of nothing if all of this stuff? You showed it. You showed Salim going to Islam. I showed Surah City before Muhammad. I showed Hadith before Muhammad. The dress of the Islamic people before Muhammad. So now I'm asking you, you're saying proof that Allah created Islam is that it came out of nowhere, but yet you and I just showed evidence of this culture being established.
I showed that the word Islam was present in Akkadian, Sumerian, Cushitic, Seho, Afar. The word Islam is older than Muhammad. See, that's the problem. People get caught up.
Okay, thank you. No, I'm not caught up on Muhammad. I'm talking about Islam. This is not about Muhammad. This is about Islam.
That's the term I'm talking about. Islam.
Who created the Quran?
Who created the Quran?
Yes.
The Quran wasn't created, it was revealed. And it was revealed in Mecca.
It was revealed. So what do you mean by revealed?
What I mean by revealed is the angel Jibril revealed it to him. The angel Jibril was not smoking gas.
So the book, the Quran, hold on. So an angel gave a book to Muhammad.
A man, yes, sir.
An angel gave a book to Muhammad.
Yes, a man. A man gave a book.
Okay, do you know that's not what the Islamic culture teaches?
No, that's not. That is exactly what the Islamic culture teaches.
So Muhammad compiled the Quran, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying Jibril revealed the Quran.
I'm saying who compiled the Quran and made it an official book?
The companions. The companions.
Who are the companions?
Uthman, Umar, Uthman, Umar.
What?
And what do you have to prove this?
What, the companions?
Yeah.
The tradition. Uthman, Umar.
And where do you get the tradition from?
The traditions come from Islam.
And where does Islam come from? And what does Islam come from?
Where does Islam come from?
Yes.
God.
I thought you sold the Egyptians.
The creator. I didn't say it.
You said SLM, which is synonymous with Islam, was on Egyptian walls, right?
Yes, it shows.
Okay, how did the Arabs get that off the Egyptian walls?
I didn't say the Arabs got it off the Egyptian
How
walls.
did the Arabs how did Arabs get Islam if Islam
it was pervasive? It already was there. It already was there.
Who was in control of that territory at the time?
Like Drusilla Dungy Houston said, the Anu of the old race of Kemet were already connected to Arabia Petraea.
And
They
what
was
page
already,
did she say? What page did she say that on? Because I didn't see a page no more than the source that.
Drusilla Dungy Houston, Wonderful Ethiopians of the Ancient Kushite Empire.
I didn't see a page number to look that up.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, but that's that.
have
Okay,
the page number up there.
okay, that's cool. What is Islam?
Peace, the nature of the black man.
Islam is peace.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to judges. Didn't want to push this button, but I'm trying to get some type of tangible answer up out of them. It's it's peace. It's
That's what it means.
in the beginning,
That's
the
what
first
word
black
means.
man. Like you can't weigh these things. What archaeological evidence? What writings do you have to support any of the claims you made, sir?
I just gave you Akhenaten's mural in stone with the 19
How are
days
you
of
giving
light.
me Akhenaten and we're talking about Islam?
Because we're talking about cultural interconnectedness. We're talking about
Okay,
cultural.
did
we're
the
talking about
who conquered Egypt?
We're talking about sphere of
Who
influence.
conquered Egypt?
The Europeans didn't conquer Egypt.
Who
in the 18th
conquered
century.
Egypt, sir?
Not the not the Europeans in the
Who
18th.
conquered Egypt, sir?
Not the Europeans in the 18th.
He's refusing to answer the question like he had refused to answer the initial question initially.
I'm answering.
He's answering it with a negative. Can't do nothing with this. How did where did the Islamic dress for the women come from?
Where did the Islamic dress for the women come from?
Yes. Does the Quran or the Hadiths tell the women how to dress?
Yeah, Hadith does speak about how to dress, covering the women with 3/4 of cloth.
Okay,
Yes.
so when I show you the correlation predating Islam, that the Church of the East women dress like that, what do you got to say about that?
Culture does predate Muhammad. You saying it predates Islam? It doesn't predate Islam. You saying
Okay,
but
so
you're saying
okay,
hold on,
so,
but you're saying predates Muhammad, not Islam, brother.
okay, so if all of these things, pre-existed Muhammad and pre-existed Islam, pre-existed the Quran, what did Muhammad, Islam, and the Quran truly give us?
Well, they gave us an entire culture. They pushed the Europeans back.
I just showed you the dress came from the Romans. I showed you the words came from the Romans. That's culture. What culture did the Quran? No. What culture did the Quran, Muhammad, Islam exclusively give us?
Islam, brother.
Which is what? Peace?
Yes. Yes.
So nobody knew about peace before the Quran.
Yeah, somebody knew about it, but they didn't.
So what did the Quran exclusively give us?
Science.
If everything predated the Quran, Islam, and the Muhammad, and the Romans conquered everything and had control over this territory, kept all of the records, what manuscript was the Hadith written in?
You keep saying predate.
What manuscript? This is a question. What manuscript was the what manuscript was the Hadith originally written in?
Islam.
What? I'm asking a question, judges. He's ignoring my question, trying to teach me something right now. What script was the Hadith written in?
Hadith is irrelevant. The Quran is the primary.
The Hadith is the Hadith Islam.
Some of the Hadith is Islam.
Is the Hadith Islam, sir?
No.
Is the Quran Islam, sir?
Yes, the Quran is Islamic. Yes.
Does the Hadith verify the Quran?
In some cases, yes, but we have reliable.
So how is it not Islam?
Hold on, we have a reliable Hadith, and we have any Hadith that conflicts with the Quran is inadmissible. The Quran supersedes all Hadith. If it doesn't agree with the Quran, it's not admissible.
Okay. Did the Arabs ever conquer anybody to get any valuable intelligence?
Yeah, brother. Of course. The Arabs
could you name somebody?
Conquered people.
Did they ever conquer the Roman, the Greeks, or the Egyptians?
Did they ever conquer the Roman? Yeah.
Islam. Yeah. Did they ever conquer? When?
The problem is you don't know what the Arabs.
No. Just when.
I would say Arabs conquered Egypt Aryanized Arabs conquered Egypt, but black Arabs
Aryanized
came
Arab,
first.
are those white people?
Yes, black
So
Arabs came first.
white Arabs conquered Egypt.
Yes, it's a lot of white Arabs in Egypt now. It's different types of Arabs. You're doing
So
a good
okay,
job of
where's the Nubian Afro-Asiatic at then?
Who?
Where's the Nubian Afro-Asiatic?
What you mean? Where's the Nubian
Where is the
Afro-Asiatic?
new? If the white man conquered Egypt under Greece, under being an Arab,
Mhm,
under Romans,
mhm.
where do you get this intelligence from? Where do you get this culture, this history from? If not the Romans?
A real Arab is in the Eastern Desert. They built
I ask you,
real
where do
Arab-
you get the culture from other than a Roman?
I'm telling you, when we look at the language, when you look at all of the Salam, SLM, you see it amongst Cushites in the
Okay,
Eastern
and when you
Desert.
also look at the
You see
language,
it
does the
amongst
word surah,
Cushites.
predate Islam?
You see it amongst Cushites in the Eastern
Does the
Desert.
word surah predate Islam?
Does the word surah predate Islam? Yes,
Yeah.
it's a lot of words
And the
that predate
hadith.
Islam.
And the word hadith.
Hadith is irrelevant. The Quran is the
I'm
its own
asking
hadith.
you, is the word hadith predating Islam?
I don't know. I never studied the word hadith.
Okay,
It's irrelevant.
is the city Surah a Christian city, a Jewish Christian city?
The city surah?
Yes.
Yes.
Is the city Hadith a Judean Christian city?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That don't have nothing to do. That don't have nothing to do.
Your clothes is it's
the
Christian.
name of a
It's Christian
city
Judean.
don't
No,
have
I'm
nothing
showing
to
you what
do
it
with
is.
it.
You said it had nothing to do with it.
It
What I'm
don't.
showing you is all of this culture you're claiming that the Quran, the Hadiths, and Muhammad exclusively gave you pre-exists in the Roman Empire, man. Shout out to the family, Black Power.
All right, Afro-Asiatic, it's your turn, brother. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, now, brother Swab Boss, you said that Islam, you made no type of acknowledgement of the fact that we find the word Islam.
That is a statement, sir. You got a question?
Yeah. Okay. So you make no is it of no consequence to you that the word Islam is prior to Prophet Muhammad and that it's all in East Africa? It's amongst the Ethiopians, it's amongst the Seho, it's amongst the Afar, it's amongst the Beja. This is all pre-Muhammad.
Mhm.
Are you telling me that's of no consequence to you, brother?
Not to me, but to you, because you're proving my point that this is
No,
pre-Islamic.
no. Yes.
Is it contemporary to the Romans?
I'm proving my point that it's older than any Romans. That
Hold on.
Cushitic-
It doesn't matter
Cushitic-
what is older than. How did the Arabs get it? Are these Arabs older than the
Let
Romans?
me question you. Is Cushitic language, is Seho language, is Afar language, is Egyptian language, is it older than Romans?
I don't know about all of those individually, but
Yes, it is.
I don't know. You asked me as a massive group, so I can't just blankly ask.
Well, is the Afro-Asiatic language family, is it older than Romans, yes or no?
No. Well,
Yes,
we
it
knew
is.
about the Roman language. Afro-Asiatic is a
Yes, it
modern
is.
concept that you use because it
No,
makes you feel connected to something.
Afro-Asiatic language is
What is the earliest
10,000
reference to Afro-Asiatic, sir?
The earliest reference to Afro-Asiatic,
Yeah.
I would say about 15,000 BC. About
Where?
15,000 BC.
Where?
That's Christopher Everett. That's Vitaly Noth. That's Schwartzevik. That's Vlagzek.
1500 AD.
1500 BC.
AD. BC.
No, 15,000. 15,000 BC.
15,000 BC. Christopher, a dude named Christopher wrote
No.
Afro-Asiatic.
Natufians spoke Proto-Afro-Asiatic language.
Did they say the words Afro-Asiatic?
Natufians spoke by consonant root. They spoke Afro-Asiatic language 15,000 BC.
But did they say the words Afro-Asiatic to express this thought?
The Natufians at 15,000 BC spoke what is classified Afro-Asiatic language. Yes. Sir.
Okay, but the words Afro-Asiatic came later than the words Roman, so you're dead.
No.
Yes.
No. It's
Yes.
impossible.
It's not impossible.
15,000 BC
Man, Afro-Asiatic is an English term, bro. When did the English language,
Natufians spoke
bro? Did the English? Does
Proto-Afro-Asiatic
the
language.
Roman? Does the
15,000
do
BC.
Romans predate the English language?
Natufians predate Romans by a very, very.
But we're talking about
vast
Afro-Asiatic, sir. We're not
This is
talking about
correct.
Natufians.
But you're ignoring the Salim.
Afro-Asiatic is a modern terminalization, sir. It's a modern categorization of an ancient people.
Either way, the consonant roots make
We're not debating the consonants roots.
It's the same language. We debating SLM. We debating this.
It's several languages over a span of time. But you're saying Afro-Asiatic. Those people wouldn't know what you're expressing when you say Afro-Asiatic.
It's way older than
all your records are Roman. All your records are Greek, bro.
They are not Roman. They are not Roman.
All right, man. You got a 15,000 BCE book. You got a 15,000 BCE book.
We got stone.
You got stones. I bet you got stones. Name a stone from 15,000 BCE.
We got it's graffiti all over the Arabian Peninsula.
Graffiti?
Yes. Yes, graffiti.
You know the definition of graffiti?
Kufic, Didanic.
Name a stone. Name a stone from 15,000 BCE.
Name a stone from 15,000 BCE.
Yeah.
It's all types of stone in
just name one.
Natufian complex.
Can you name one?
It's an entire Natufian complex, brother.
But you can't name one. You can't name not one like this. No stele, no papyrus, no nothing.
They got the whole complex of Gobekli Tepe.
Gobekli Tepe. What?
At 15,000, and you ask for a stone.
What does that got to do with Islam? Gobekli Tepe is not an Islamic, nor was it Nestorianism. What are you talking about?
It's ancient systems of culture that
had nothing to do with Islam. How do you connect Gobekli Tepe to Islam?
Hold on, that are African in Levant at 15,000.
How do you?
According to Christopher Eric, Winfried Noth, Vitali, the Natufians spoke Afro-Asiatic language 15,000 BC.
Not connected to Islam.
SLM is the.
Did non-Islamic people speak Afro? Did non-Afro-Asiatics people speak? Did non-Islamic people speak Afro-Asiatic?
SLM is the consonant root of Islam.
That's cool. Did non-Islamic people speak Afro-Asiatic?
Is it older than Romans? Is it older than Romans?
Which part? What? Not Afro-Asiatic. Not Afro-Asiatic.
Is SLM as a concept older than Romans?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Do non-Islamic people speak Afro-Asiatic?
Yeah, later on they did, yeah.
Okay, then so how do you connect just because it's Afro-Asiatic that it's Islamic?
It's our language.
It's a lot of people language. Like it was a language of the world. You know how many people speak English now? Does that make everybody that speak English American? No.
Pervasive in East Africa.
Yeah, bro. And you let me ask you way too many questions.
It is pervasive in East Africa and Mesopotamia. SLM. And it's old.
Okay, hold on. What did you eat this morning?
It's older than Muhammad.
What did you eat this morning?
Peace and blessings be upon him. It's older than Muhammad.
What did you eat this morning?
I didn't eat nothing this morning, brother.
You gonna answer that too? What type of what's your favorite color?
Brother, is SLM older than Romans?
Yes. What's your favorite color? My turn. What's your favorite color? I say yeah.
Is Islam older than Romans?
No.
Is the term Islam older? But you just said SLM is the consonant root.
The SLM is a consonant root to a lot of words.
It's
Salem. Salem. The word Salem. The word slam. The word slim. All of these have the root SLM.
Salem means peace.
Does the word slim have the same root? Does the word slim have the same root?
Same as Jerusalem.
Does the word slim have the same root?
Founded in Islam.
Does the word slim have the same root?
That's our system, brother.
Okay, does the word slam have the same root? Does the word slam have the same root?
Did the Romans fight the Neapolitans for control of the Hijaz? Did the Romans fight? Did the Romans fight?
No, that's not the narrative. No.
Black people?
No, that's not the narrative. No, they're mixed people. They're mixed people.
No, I just showed what they look like.
No, you didn't show what they look like. You showed what you would like for me to think they look like. And that slide had no source on it. That slide had no source on it.
The source was right up at the top.
What was it? What was the source?
Who took the photograph?
What was the source?
That's him, Rashid. That's the photographer.
Oh, you talking about the head of whatever the dude is?
No, I'm talking about the Bedouins, the Nabateans, the sons of Ishmael, the ones that look like that stone that look like they Olmecs.
Oh man, a lot of people look like that, bro. A lot of people look like that.
Yeah, a lot of people do look like that.
So why would you say that? What is the uniqueness, the specifically of these people? If it's everybody, you're saying everybody is Islam, everybody is Afro-Asiatic, everybody is Nutufian, everybody look like the Olmecs.
Those inter-regional.
Bro, fix the font on your slide. Stop using coloring. Stop using coloring.
I don't need you to school me right now.
Stop. Well, you're not asking no questions. I'm not going to just let you teach me. Stop using colors that conflict with your screen, bro. Use bigger font. Separate your points in the more slides so that you can have. Okay. And don't let people ask you questions during this round. Write down some questions for this round.
You admit that Islam, Salam, is older.
No, Islam. I'm not connecting Islam to Islam. The SLM exists before the Romans. SLM exists before the Romans, but not Islam.
Swab Boss already admitted that SLM is older than Romans. He's dead.
And in your closing, make sure you just go over. Just keep it simple, short and sweet, bro.
You already acknowledged that, brother.
All right, just go through the debate. Point out what you brought up and how I wasn't able to contact it. Point out what I said and how you was able to rebut it, and then wrap it up. Don't do nothing goofy in the closing, bro. This is your last chance to show some points. Because Solar gonna kill you in that shucklebuck round.
You already admitted it.
Is you concede your time, or you gonna let me keep doing this shit?
Then Romans, brother.
You gonna let me keep doing it? You gonna concede your time?
You just admitted it, brother. It's older than Romans.
SLM
is older than Romans, yeah.
Yeah, but SLM is the root of a lot of words that don't got nothing to do with Islam. You admitted that. You admitted that. You admitted that.
All amongst populations.
You're supposed to be asking questions.
All amongst those populations.
You could at least find out what I ate this morning.
All right. Shout out to Afro-Asiatic. We're gonna go ahead and close this thing out right after this brief intermission, family. This is the Solar Vision Debate League, man.
Yeah. Vanglorious Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Tell it.
What you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The way unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square, solid, and you circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick it.
These motherfuckers block me. Hey, look, I'm typing all in the chat. And I'm looking right here. You can't see shit up from me.
Yes, this is the Solar Vision Debate League, and we are closing this thing out, family. We're gonna start out with my main man, Afro-Asiatic, is in the building. We're gonna give him 5 minutes to do his 1-2 thizzle. You got 5 minutes, Afro-Asiatic. Camera's on.
Yes, family. In closing, I demonstrated a very deep interconnection between Arabia and the East Africa, and those connections, the sphere of influence of interregional influence goes back approximately 125,000 years. That's a very long time for Africans to gestate in the Arabian Peninsula and develop culture, which they did develop culture in the Arabian Peninsula. And moving up, we demonstrated that Napatians were a very dark-skinned stock of Bedouin. That is the true Bedouin or the true Arab stock. We put that out in our premise round, how they control trade in the area of the Hijaz, where we have the holy city of Mecca. That was all African influence. We pointed out by a gentleman by the name of John D. Baldwin, who pointed out to us that the Kaaba at Mecca is a Kushite monument, much older than any Roman influence that Brother Swab Boss would like to attribute it to. The Romans are an AD people at best, or just a little bit before their empire, just a little bit before the AD period, which is very young. And when we look at the pre-dynastic connections that Drusilla Dungy Houston points out to us between the Black Arabs of Arabia Petrea and the Anu, there was already a deep connection there. Many of these tribes moved backwards and forwards from West Asia back into East Africa. They actually spread out further, but we're not going to go into that right now. But when we look at the entire system, it is very similar interregional contact between West Asia and Africa. It was ongoing. That's one of the reasons that the Negus of Ethiopia risked so much to protect the Muslims. Actually, we have reliable sources that point that Muhammad actually was one of the people, peace and blessings be upon him, that did come down during the first Hijrah and visit the Negus. The Negus became a Muslim. That was one of the earliest people to become Muslim. Even if we look today, Africa is about 600 million people. Already over 300 million of those people, over half of those people are Muslim, because it is our nature. Islam is the black man and woman's true religion, in its various forms. We pointed out much of the stonework. I know the brother doesn't do in-depth study of the stonework, but I myself do. Quartzite is a very hard stone to cut, and not too many people in the ancient world were cutting quartzite. But when we do see quartzite show up in the 18th dynasty, we see it amongst the father of the man who stood up and also proclaimed one God. That was one thing that they all had in common. And this is one of the reasons we often see, if we study Egyptian history, we often see Cushites or Nubians incarcerated with Asiatics, because they were actually family and co-religionists. But we had to point that out, and the brother did his best to try to deflect from that. He did his best to try to deflect from Salamu and Akkadian and Sumerian. So we're actually dealing with traditions that are far older. But my opponent, he hasn't taken the proper steps to do an in-depth study.
Melanated.
He would rather attribute all of this
she
greatness
regular.
that came from African
I'm here
and black
typing. She
people.
blocked me.
He would rather
If y'all listen
attribute
to her
it to
talk, her
some
mind
type
fucked.
of Roman influence
She
or
fucked up. She
something of
always
that
talking
nature.
about
The
a
regular
baby daddy and child
white
support.
supremacy point of view on things,
He
and
thinks that
tell
paying
us
child support
that
is
we
only
stole
enough. He don't get
what was
his
already
kid.
ours.
Don't nobody want to deal with you.
Europeans
He got to
are
come and drop the
very
kid off. That's
good
fucked up.
at
You gotta see your ass.
manipulation. Europeans are very good at manipulating information. But when we dig and do our due diligence, often we find that the source is black or African, one way or the other. And,
Time. All right, shout out to Afro-Asiatic.
So it
Swab
was
BZ, you got the
absolutely
last word
impossible
whenever you
for
ready,
the
brother.
Romans to have created Islam.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the
Finish
people,
it.
man. Yeah,
But
I
the finish
established
is
in my
connected, bro.
opening that religions come out of destruction of indigenous people. The Jewish religion, the Christian religion, the Islamic religion is what we was debating tonight. And so to prove that, I went to show the correlation of the language coming from under the Romans, the Surah, the Hadith. All of these things is in the Roman territory. The dress from the Church of the East is a Roman design. All of these things are Roman. That's what I'm expressing in my premise. I even went and showed you the video of the people who are being oppressed. And I mean, you could say to this day, right? These people who are not Islam but have this original indigenous culture that is outshined by the mainstream um religion. And I showed you that on the principle that the Romans are the ones who developed these writings. The Romans are the ones who's pushing these cultures. The Greeks was the ones who was pushing these cultures. Egypt was the one that was pushing these cultures. The Arabs wasn't pushing these cultures. That these people who became Islam were a Christian converted people from Judaism, which was taught up under the Romans. So while he goes into his premise and say, well, um, the African culture connects to the Arabian culture. The Arabian culture connects to the East African culture. Well, sir, that was conquered by the Romans. That was Roman territory. And then we're talking about Islam. What is Islam? This is the Quran, the Hadith, and Muhammad, right? This is the only thing that's backing that. There's only one collection of writings backing it, and it's the Hadiths. Nobody contemporarily is talking about this. But even him in his premise, he goes and show you the culture pre-existing Islam. So where did Islam come from? If it pre-exists Islam, that means Islam isn't yet. Where did they get the Islam from? The people who were spreading the information, controlling the information, killing people, burning original texts. Islam, like the other religions, Islam is just the bastard religion of a stolen culture given to an oppressed poor people, and then all of a sudden you got all of these Arab kingdoms. That's what happened. So we go into the interrogation round. First question: what is Islam? He gives me a non-tangible answer, and it goes on and on and on as I'm asking him questions, and he's trying, he's answering questions with a negative. He's talking, just trying to spew random facts, and then we go into his questioning segment, and he comes out with a statement twice. I remind him, you're supposed to be asking a question, another statement, and then it just gets to the point. He's just trying to teach. So now I'm asking him questions, and he's answering all the way to down to what did you eat and what's your favorite color and stuff like that. I even told him how to better his premise with the as far as his font and his choice of colors. He didn't even listen to that. And then I went into what he needed to do in his clothes, and I'm talking about what happened in the interrogation round. And he ignored that, so he came back into the closing, adding new information and rebutting instead of summing up the debate like I just did. And so there we have it, man. Did the Romans create Islam? And as far as his presentation said, did the Romans give Islam to the Arabs? Yes, I showed you. I showed you the language. He said he was going to go into the language. He's saying that SLM predates is the root to Islam, but he also agreed it's the root to Slim, Salem, all type of other words. So what makes it unique and genuine to Islam? He talks about the Afro-Asiatic language, like that's just supposed to correlate to Islam, but then he admits that non-Muslims, non-Islamic people speak the Afro-Asiatic language. So this is a shared culture because it was so old and it was so wide. But this is not Islam. And these are the cultures that was destroyed by the Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Romans, and able to establish their empires. And once the Romans got hold of established their empire, they got hold of all of the information and they controlled the information. They distributed the information. and they gave the Arabs Islam. If y'all want to debate that after the Diadochi Wars, this was the plan. But yes, that's where that thought come from. I showed you that with Nestorius, and he didn't really refute none of that. And he goes into the stone cutting, and yes, people cut stone outside of the Islamic culture, still had no validity to the debate, man. Black power.
All right. Shout out to S.V.D.L. And Afro-Asiatic. What we're going to do now is we're going to put the link inside of the chat room. And this is giving you the opportunity to vote for who you think had the better argument for tonight's debate, family. So, with that being said, you know what time it is. It is that Shucklebuck round time. So, let me know, who do you want me to Shucklebuck first? Press 1 for Afro-Asiatic, 2 for S.V.D.L. This is the Shucklebuck round. We will be back right after this brief intermission, family. This is the Solar Vision Debate League. I mean, what could you do to make it tough for him, in the debate? And not necessarily information, I'm just saying there's certain tactics. I mean, what could you do to make it tough for him, in the debate? And not necessarily with the information, I'm just saying there's certain tactics that you can do to make it tough for him.
I got 3 that I have on hand. However, I will not divulge those. But what I will say is, I'm going to listen very well to what Domo is saying when it comes down to the rapid fire and the rebuttal.
You think that you're a better debater as far as in the rapid fire round than he?
Yeah, I do. And I hope he lets me go first. So I believe the rebuttal and the rapid fire will belong to me. The rapid fire, that ass is mine. And that's where we're going to separate. And that's when I win. The rapid fire, that ass is mine. And that's where we're going to separate. And that's when I win.
The rapid fire, that ass is mine. And that's where we're going to separate. And that's when I win.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
We are finally here for the highly anticipated first round matchup between Domo and Lance. And there's a lot at stake for both debaters, but especially for Domo, because a win not only takes him to the divisional round of the Solar Vision Debate League playoffs, but it also gives him the coveted Solar Vision Debate League MVP award. The rapid fire round is now in effect, and the debate is still up for grabs. Let's see who can pull this one out.
Like you asked me, do I think she black? I'm asking you, would she have called herself black?
Would have been referred to and acknowledged that she's Ethiopian.
Okay, she would have called her. Hold on. She would have called herself. Hold on. She would have called herself Ethiopian, or somebody else would have called her Ethiopian.
She would have called herself a Ethiopian.
Who was that? Who was that woman? What was the ethnic group that she derived from?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We're looking at a melanated woman. We're talking about who she is, and you don't know who. You don't know her ethnic background.
The handles through the leg, and then goodbye.
So there were racial categories like black and white at that time?
No, there were not racial categories like black and white at that time.
Okay. Well, do you have any evidence that shows that race existed prior to 1758? That the racial categories of black, white, red, and yellow existed before 1758?
Black, white, red, and yellow.
As racial categories were introduced into Western academia in 1758, you have any evidence to show that those people before 1758 referred to themselves as the color black? So the woman that you're showing, would she have called herself black?
That's actually. Are you saying her color black?
Here's Irving, one-on-one. Oh, what a fake over Osman. Book it.
Ooh. If I'm asking you, what is the name or what is the ancestry, what is the ethnic group of this woman that you are asking me to call black, and you're telling me that doesn't matter, how are you not reducing her ethnic cultural significance.
Yambo on that finish.
Irving from three.
Even if you use that argument, according to today's constructs, black would still be appropriate in ancient times when referring to
Would she have called herself black?
I don't know. Or
No, would she have said I am a black woman? Would she have said that?
I am of the black race? Are you
No.
saying that?
Would she have said I am black? Yes or no, bro?
Yes.
You act like so there were racial categories like black and white at that time?
No, there were not racial categories like black and white at that time.
Okay. Would she have said I am black? Yes or no, bro?
Yes.
You act like so there were racial categories like black and white at that time?
No, there were not racial categories like black and white at that time.
Okay.
There's not much you can do against that. Spin, step back. Oh, that's nice. Kyrie Irving. Ridiculous talent.
Even if you use that argument, according to today's constructs, black would still be appropriate in ancient times when referring to
Would she have called herself black?
I don't know.
Did race exist at that time?
Yes, race existed at that time. Because race, today, as we know it, did not exist in those days.
Irving upset, didn't get the call. Oh, my goodness!
Domo, by far, has had the best season in the history of Solar Vision Debate League. Ranked number 1 in opening, premise, rebuttal, and closing rounds. Solar Vision Debate League 2020-2021 Judges' Choice Award winner, and now owns the coveted 2020-2021 Solar Vision Debate League MVP. This is the Solar Vision Debate League, man.
All right, family, talk to me. Who do you want Solomon to Shucklebuck first? Let me take a glance at the chat. It was 1 for Afro-Asiatic and 2 for Swabeezy. So 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, Swabeezy's up first. All right, so let's go ahead and get it. Okay, that's the wrong one. Okay, there you go.
That's me. We in the building. Black Power.
So, was Islam created by the Romans?
Absolutely.
And why do you? Oh shit!
Took yourself out of the game. I shuckle bucked them. It's over with, man. See y'all in the post debate show.
Was Islam created by the Romans?
Yes.
And why do you believe that's the case, brother?
Because the culture came up out of a Romanistic culture for the Arabs.
You're saying that the Roman culture, that the Arab culture came out the Roman culture, you're saying?
Yes, this specific culture for this collective of Arabs came up out of the Roman culture, yeah.
So what is Islam?
Islam is a belief system that Muhammad was given 117 chapters called the Quran by an angel at Mount Hira.
What are the seven articles of faith?
I don't know.
What is the 5 pillars of Islam?
I don't know.
So if you don't know those things, how would you say that it came from the Romans?
because the alternate explanation is that he came from an angel out of nowhere given to Muhammad at the Westland. So when I
Okay,
look
so it didn't
at,
come from an angel or the Romans.
no, that was only half a sentence. So with knowing that, I looked and compared to the actual cultures that existed because we know the scheme of how things was
But
done.
if you don't know the the 7 articles of faith or the 5 pillars of Islam, how could you make that comparison?
Because this information is contained this information as far as knowing it in depth, that's non sequitur.
It's non sequitur. The 7 articles of faith and the 5 pillars of Islam is the very foundation of what the Islam religion is predicated around.
According to who?
According to Islam.
According to Islam, is that written somewhere?
Yes. If you ask Islam what their belief system is,
if I ask Islam,
no. If you ask Arabs or anybody who follows Islam, what is the foundation of their beliefs? They will go to the 7 articles of faith, and
where do you find that at? Where do you find that at?
No, what I'm asking you is that how don't you know those things if you're making a comparison?
My answer was that it's non-sequitur.
What did the Romans believe?
My answer is that
what did the Romans believe? I'm asking you a question. What did the Romans believe?
The as far as what?
What was their religion?
They had multiple religions. The Roman had various lands, and it was various.
What was their religion?
Christian, Judean, and Islam.
And you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
No. The Romans believed in multiple gods. Did you know that?
I said that. That's what I just said.
What was their religion?
It was multiple religions. Christianity, Judaism.
You don't know the religion of the Romans.
Yes,
you don't know the foundation of the religion of Islam, but you're saying that Islam was created by the Romans. That absolutely makes no sense. So what evidence do you have if you don't have what the foundation of Islam was based off of, and you don't know nothing about the Roman religion? What exactly do you have to prove that Islam was created by the Romans?
That the Roman had conquered these lands and was in control of the literature that was being expelled.
So just because they conquered them, that means that they gave them the religion of Islam?
No, I had a list of things I was finna go into.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the fact that they conquered these lands and they controlled the literature that went out, right? There's nobody else who had the power to put literature out up against the empire that you're contained in. So knowing that these indigenous peoples being conquered and supposedly their original writings was being hijacked and burned, and then at these councils compiled how the Romans and the Greeks saw it. So this is Islam, another product of it.
Wait a minute. That's just a bunch of rhetoric. What do you have to show that they created Islam?
Did not the Romans have an empire and ruling territory over the Middle East?
Eventually, they spread it to those areas.
At the time of Islam.
At the time of Islam, I would say, yeah, they had certain provinces in that area.
Okay, then. So how do you get literature and grow a culture within the ruling of the Roman Empire?
That's speculation.
No, that's not. No, that's not.
That is speculation. You're saying that just because they ruled there and they had control over the literature that they created Islam. That's not proving that they created Islam.
No, that compiled.
Let us start from the beginning, bro. What is Islam to you? What does Islam mean? What is Islam?
Islam is a culture.
Okay, so what in the culture of Islam that they copied from the Romans, or that the Romans gave to them?
The language, as far as surah and hadith and hira. Wow. The clothing, as far as
what does surah mean? What does hadith mean?
Hadith is a city that's also known as Hadada.
What does the word hadith mean?
I mean, I don't know what the word hadith means. I know it's the name of a city.
So how is that? What does that mean? Like you say, okay, just because there's a city named Hadith, that it was that the Romans gave them Islam? That's what you're saying?
No, not just that, but because the city of Hira, which developed the language that turned into the Kufti script that the Hadiths was written into, that compared with Hadith already.
What language was the Hadiths written in?
Damn, I just said Kufi.
And what language was that predicated from?
The Kufa language in the city of Hira that was under the Roman control.
All right, so what are what are the Sahih or the authentic hadiths in Islam?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Do you know what nationality wrote the hadiths?
Nationality?
Yeah, the group of people that actually wrote hadiths.
The Romans.
The Romans. Wow. No, the Persians. They were Persian.
Under Roman control. Persians are Romans too.
Well, so what does that have to do with Islam that came from Arabs?
Okay, you tell me. That's the debate. That's what kills him.
Right. The Hadith was written 100, maybe 100, close to 200 years after the death of the Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah, say so. And the Quran was compiled after his
death. Okay,
death.
so you're talking about something that was written after the advent of Islam.
Sure. Okay. That
uproots your whole idea of Hadith. The city Hadith is where the. What are you talking about? You don't even know nothing about Islam.
It does not. It does not.
Wait. You don't know the tenets of Islam. The topic of the debate was Islam, the religion of Islam, created by the Romans. Mm-hmm. You have got to show me what in Islam that they copied from the Romans.
I failed to show you that in the Church of the East, the dress, the language.
Okay, so you're saying the way they dress. Where in the Quran does it tell you what to dress, how to dress?
In the Hadiths, it tells the women how to dress.
That was written 200 years after the Prophet.
So what? It's Islamic.
Okay. No, that's not Islamic. That's the culture that existed in that area before Islam. They were dressed, they had clothes on before Islam, right?
200 years after Muhammad is talking about the culture that pre-existed Muhammad? Yeah, right.
No, Muhammad can't talk to you nothing about 200 years after he died.
Okay, but the Hadith, you saying that the Hadith
that was just
is giving you...
No, what I'm saying is that people wore clothes. People wore clothes before Islam. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
So where in the Quran does it tell you to dress like that?
In the Hadith it do.
Okay, so the Hadith...
And that dress is...
Wait. The Hadith was written 200 years after the advent of Islam.
Or what? And the King James Bible was written thousands of years ago.
Okay, so what? So how are you saying that it came that Islam got that from the Romans? When they don't say nothing in the Quran about you dressing like that.
I mean, but the Islamic people dress like that.
Because they always dress like that.
Not the Islamic people have.
Bro, they always dress like that even before Islam even before Christianity. They dress like that.
How can Islam dress away before Islam?
Americans, bro. It's many.
That's proving the point.
No, Islam, no. You're so silly. No. You're so silly. You think that Muslims dress a certain type of way. That's just ignorant.
They do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
The Hadith
they don't. No, they don't, bro. You don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Does the Hadith
you got Muslims in India that dress a certain type of way. You got Muslims in the Middle East that dress a certain type of way. You got Muslims in Africa that dress a certain type of way. None of them dress the same, bro.
Does the Hadith tell the Muslim women how to dress?
No, yeah, they tell you how. They don't tell you what to wear.
Does all the Muslim women dress?
They don't tell you what to wear.
Are all the Muslim women told to dress the same?
They don't know. No.
So they not supposed to wear the robe and cover their hair?
You supposed to cover your hair.
Okay then.
Okay, but this guy's ignorant as fuck, bro. That don't mean that they have to wear it like how the people in the Middle East wear it. You idiot.
But they got it from the Romans, man. The Church of the East, man.
How did they get it from the Romans?
Syriac Orthodox Church, man, because they was a conquered people by the Roman, man. Just like we got our culture.
Show me how they got it from the Romans.
We got our culture from America. They got their culture from Romans, man. It's okay, bro.
How did they get it from the Romans, bro?
By existing in their territory.
What was the religion of the Romans?
They was multifaceted. They had They had Jews. They had Christians.
No, there were Jews living. No, like you're so ignorant of history. No, there were Jews lived in the Roman Empire. Like, when you read about the story of Jesus, there were Romans They didn't believe what the Jews believed.
Those Jews were Roman.
No, there were Romans and then there were Jews.
There were Jews. That doesn't conflict. Like, you could be in the Christian American.
Bruh.
You could be a Christian American.
Bruh, you're so ignorant.
Roman is not a religion.
You're ignorant as fuck, bro.
Roman
there
is
were
not a
Jews
religion.
in the Roman province, bro. There were Jews in the Roman province.
Okay,
that's why when you read, when you read
Jewish.
about the story in the New Testament,
That the Most High is a God. The Bible said that there's a council of gods. Nobody's saying that there's one God. They only say serve one God. You're dead.
Wow. That's what they were serving, you idiot. They were serving more than one God in a polytheistic religion. You're dead. You don't know the articles of faith. You're dead. You don't know the 5 pillars of Islam. You're dead. You don't know nothing about the damn Roman religion. You're dead. But then you went with a topic, was Islam created by the Romans? You don't know nothing about Islam. You don't know nothing about the creation of Islam. You don't know nothing about the 7 articles of faith and the foundation of Islam. You don't know nothing about the Roman religion. But you say, well, because they dress the same. Islam is not about how you dress. Islam is a belief system.
You done?
Yep, I'm done. My last question to you is, how does the dress of Islam reflect the Roman religion and how they developed as a religion?
Black power. You ain't finna cut me out. What's the question?
Shut up. Afro-Asiatic, what's good with you, brother?
Yes, sir. Peace, Commissioner Solomon.
What happened? The hell did I do, y'all? What did I do? Let's see if I can still see it. Get back in.
Hey, let's go get lunch.
What's wrong?
Man, it's tax season and I don't know what to do. My accountant is so...
This is, and how the fetus developed. They show you that in ancient Kemet. You know that, right?
No, they don't have it step by step in ancient Kemet the way that
They do still have it step by step.
I never seen it step by step.
Okay, I seen it. I did.
Not from the leech to the zygote.
You mean to tell me we don't know the process of birth until 600 AD, bro?
Not at 1400. Not in detail.
Come on, bro.
Not that matches.
Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta give me something more than that, bro. What else you got, bro? An in-depth study of get the fuck out of here, huh?
The beginning of our solar system, how it condensed.
Wow. So you're saying that we didn't have knowledge of the solar system before Islam?
Yeah, we did, but not detail.
Wow, that's crazy. So what was the Egyptians doing when they was lining their temples to the goddamn stars? What were they doing?
Oh, it's the same system. It's the same system.
That's crazy.
Wait. So which existed first? Was it the Egyptians or the advent of the Quran and Muhammad?
The Egyptians existed.
Okay, so why are you bringing that up there? The more descriptive, detailed culture that centered their whole culture around the cosmos had a more in-depth understanding than some goddamn pale Arabs.
It's the same system.
No, it ain't no goddamn same system. What are you talking about?
It was black Arabs.
Who taught the Arab?
It came to black Arabs.
Who taught the Arab astrology and astronomy?
They shared technology with Egyptians, the Arabian-Nubian complex.
They learned from the goddamn Egyptians. They ain't share knowledge. What did the Arabs give the Egyptians?
What did the Arabs give the Egyptians?
Yeah.
The black Arabs founded Kemet.
Wow. What? Now I'm gonna ask you again. What did the Arabs give the ancient Egyptians? What did they give them?
The Giza Plateau. It was found.
Wow. That's crazy. He gonna try to convince me that some goddamn pale Arabs built the pyramids.
Cushites, black Arabs.
We ain't talking about no damn black Arabs. We talking about the Muslims, the white Arabs.
Them the original ones, black Nubian Arabs, Cushite Arabs. Like
come on, man. I'm not trying to hear. Okay, so since the advent of Islam, because that's what we're talking about. What did they give the Egyptians?
What did they give the Egyptians? They gave the Egyptians a lot. They gave them.
That's not answering the question. That's not answering the question. This blue gonna say disease. That's not answering the question. What did they give them? A lot? That's not an answer.
Modern science.
Modern science. So what modern science did the Muslims gave the Egyptians after the advent of Islam? I want to hear this shit.
You said what modern science did?
Yeah.
Did the what?
What modern science did the Arabs give to the Egyptians after the advent of Islam?
Well, they reinforced the same cosmology. They reinforced the same cosmology.
The same cosmology? What are you talking about?
The same cosmology that's in the Quran is the same cosmology that's in Kemet.
So which one came first then?
Well, Kemet had it, but they went astray. Bro. That's why Akhenaten had.
Okay, let's do it the other way around. Who gave the Arabs knowledge of mathematics?
Africans.
From where?
From the Nile Valley. That settled in the Arabian Peninsula, in the Hijaz.
Yo.
And then they came back in.
Oh, you're done, bro. Like, you're dead, bro. Like look, yo, that's crazy. He's gonna sit up there and tell me. I'm asking him, what did the Arabs give to the damn Egyptians? He's like, well, yeah, the same science. You know? Okay, so what did the Egyptians give to the Arabs? Cosmology? Like, what the fuck? That means they ain't give them shit. How they gonna give them something they already got and they taught them that? That's so crazy. He gonna say that they gave them, yo, and that's some cracking shit right there. He gonna say that the Arabs gave. That's some white man shit right there. If it ain't none, he gonna turn around and say that the Arabs gave to the Egyptians something that the Egyptians taught them how to do. That's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. Let's count up these scores. That was a crazy one right there. Nigga said, gave something to the Egyptians. Where did the Arabs get it from? I asked him. He said that the Egyptians taught them that. But then they gave it to the Egyptians? Yeah. Let's take a break. This is the Solar Vision Debate League. Sheesh. The rattlesnake of the Solar Vision Debate League.
I don't see a strength in his schedule. I don't see a strength in the arguments that he got to, So that's just it. Yeah. As far as debating, man, I think it's like, it's crazy. It's wild. He like in the lower. You know, like the people that, if they didn't make it to the playoffs, I'd be like, you know, oh, okay. Even if I hear they made like 16, 15, 14, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Suave Boss. I came into Suave Boss's chat room last night. And I said, what a peace and salute. And the brother that he didn't acknowledge me or nothing. Bro, man, like act like a man, bro. I ain't said nothing to you. I ain't disrespected you. I came in, I offered you a salute. I offered you peace and salvation, bro. You know what I mean? I came in peace. I ain't trying to do nothing to you. I ain't said your name.
He ain't trying to do that.
Yeah? Plus, I want your people's
Plus, he want his
title.
people's title.
I'm the people's champion. You the champion. You the nigga champion. Anyone who follows you and voting for you, bro, is a goddamn nigga. You get me? People who lack self-respect and want black people to do better and move better, they gonna say that I'm the people's champion. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one. I be exposing y'all niggas, and I got a lot more bombs for y'all too.
But it ain't nothing to go in about, bro. Like, I don't listen. I haven't talked about you.
Melanated.
I never talk about you. Nobody cares about you.
I haven't talked about you. I never talk about you. Nobody cares about you.
But in response to the pre-debate shenanigans, I want to make one thing clear. First of all, what occurred between Lex and Khonsu that was discussed by Harry Potter, by the Black Harry Potter earlier today. If you're gonna get up and you're gonna lecture niggas for an hour and a half, make sure you understand what the fuck is going on. He moved like a chat rat, talking about some shit he ain't got no idea about what the fuck is going on, for the sake of some kind of weird type of hero worship.
Domo, you ain't strong. You ain't built with strong foundations personally, on a personal level. You ain't built with strong foundations on a personal level to talk that nigga shit.
Got a lot, bro.
He's kind of, you know, an agitator in many ways. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I don't respect him because he don't get on the panels, man. I respected the time that he did, because he did, brother, good brother. If I'm slipping on him, I'm sleeping on him, but I don't believe I'm sleeping on him, man. I don't look at him as a threat, bro.
فأما الذين كفروا فأعذبهم عذابا شديدا في الدنيا والآخرة وما لهم من ناصرين ولقد فتنا الذين من قبلهم فلا يعلمن الله الذين صدقوا ويعلمن الكاذبين يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب عليهم بما كانوا يكذبون فعاقبهم نفاقا في قلوبهم إلى يوم يلقونه بما أخلفوا الله ما وعده وما كانوا يكذبون واتقوا الفتنة لا تصيبن الذين ظلموا منكم خاصة واعلموا أن الله شديد العقاب. العفة على الجرسية.
Said I'm online, join the panel. What's your email?
I mean, what could you do to make it tough for him, you know, in the debate? And not necessarily with the information. I'm just saying there's certain tactics that you can do to make it tough for him.
I got three that I have. on hand. However, I will not divulge those. But what I will say is the Man's Cave one. I'm going to listen very well to what Domo is saying when it comes down to it's called the rapid fire
arguments league
and the rebuttal.
You think that you're a better debater as far as in the rapid fire round than he?
Yeah, I do. And I hope he lets me go first. So I believe the rebuttal and the rapid fire will belong to me. The rapid fire, that ass is mine. And that's where we're going to separate. And that's when I win. The rapid fire, that ass is mine. And that's where we're going to separate. And that's when I win.
The rapid fire, that ass is mine. And that's where we're going to separate. And that's when I win.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
We are finally here for the highly anticipated first round matchup between Domo and Lance. And there's a lot at stake for both debaters, but especially for Domo, because a win not only takes him to the divisional round of the Solar Vision Debate League playoffs, but it also gives him the coveted Solar Vision Debate League MVP award. The rapid fire round is now in effect, and the debate is still up for grabs. Let's see who can pull this one out.
Like you asked me, do I think she's black? I'm asking you, would she have called herself black?
Would have been referred to and acknowledged that she's Ethiopian.
Okay, she would have called her. Hold on. She would have called herself. Hold on. She would have called herself Ethiopian, or somebody else would have called her Ethiopian.
She would have called herself a Ethiopian.
Who was that? Who was that woman? What was the ethnic group that she derived from?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We're looking at a melanated woman. We're talking about who she is, and you don't know who. You don't know her ethnic background.
The handles through the leg, and then goodbye.
So there were racial categories like black and white at that time?
No, there were not racial categories like black and white at that time.
Okay. Well, do you have any evidence that shows that race existed prior to 1758? That the racial categories of black, white, red, and yellow existed before 1758?
Listen to what I said. Black, white, red, and yellow.
As racial categories were introduced into Western academia in 1758, you have any evidence to show that those people before 1758 referred to themselves as the color black? So the woman that you're showing, would she have called herself black?
Yes. That's actually. Are you saying her color black?
Here's Irving, one-on-one. Oh, what a fake over Osman. Book it.
If I'm asking you, what is the name or what is the ancestry, what is the ethnic group of this woman that you are asking me to call black, and you're telling me that doesn't matter, how are you not reducing her ethnic cultural significance?
Biombo on that finish.
Irving from three.
Even if you use that argument, according to today's construct, black would still be appropriate in ancient times when referring to
would she have called herself black?
I don't know.
No, would she have said I am a black woman? Would she have said that?
I am of the black race? Are you
saying that? Would she have said I am black? Yes or no, bro?
Yes.
You act like so there were racial categories like black and white at that time?
No, there were not racial categories like black and white at that time.
Okay. Would she have said I am black? Yes or no, bro?
Yes.
You act like so there were racial categories like black and white at that time?
No, there were not racial categories like black and white at that time.
Okay.
There's not much you can do against that. Spin, step back. Oh, that's nice. Kyrie Irving. Ridiculous talent.
Even if you use that argument, according to today's constructs, black would still be appropriate in ancient times when referring to
would she have called herself black?
I don't know.
Did race exist at that time?
Yes, race existed at that time. Because race today, as we know it, did not exist in those days.
Irving upset, didn't get the call. Oh, goodness!
Domo, by far, has had the best season in the history of Solar Vision Debate League. Ranked number 1 in opening, premise, rebuttal, and closing rounds. Solar Vision Debate League 2020-2021 Judges' Choice Award winner. And now, owns the coveted 2020-2021 Solar Vision Debate League MVP. This is the Solar Vision Debate League, man.
We are back and we got the scores. So let's go over the scores real quick. Immediately following this debate, we do have the Solar Vision Debate League post-debate show. So let me go ahead and do the damn thing. Immediately following, let me go ahead and do it correctly. Immediately following this debate, there you go, the Solar Vision Debate League post-debate show, where we're going to go over the commentary and we're going to bring the debaters in to have a discussion on what we're about to reveal, which will be the scores for tonight's debate. All right. So once again, shout out to both debaters. It was a very interesting debate. So let's get into these scores. All right.
Suave clearly won it.
Okay, let's see what it's looking like. All right. Make myself a little smaller. Get all these scores. So we could do what it do. There you go. All right. So, okay, that should be good. Let's make it a little bigger. There you go. That should be good. All right. So, okay. So, this is for the Asiatic Lion. This is opening round. He had a 10 and an 8 for the opening round. A 10 and an 8 for the opening round. Once again, this is Asiatic Lion score from the judges. Premise round, he had 2 7s. Slight fall off from the initial round. He has 2 7s for his premise round. A rebuttal, a 9 and a 7. A 9 and a 7 for his rebuttal round. Very interesting. A 9 and a 7. So he did a little better than the premise round. The rapid fire round, a 7 and a 5. A 7 and a 5 for the rapid fire round. The closing is a 9 and an 8. A 9 and an 8 for the closing. PowerPoint, 8 and a 7. An 8 and a 7 for the PowerPoint. Overall, an 8 and a 7. Overall, an 8 and a 7. My man, Asiatic Lion ended up with the 117. 117 for Asiatic Lion. All right. Yeah, 117. All right. So shout out to Afro-Asiatic. Suave ball score. He had a 10 and a 6 for the opening. A 10 and a 6 for the opening round. A 10 and a 6 for the opening round. Premise, he got 10s from the judges. Shout out to Suave Bees. He got the double 10s. Rebuttal, a 10 and a 9. A 10 and a 9 for the rebuttal. Rapid fire round, he got 10s. Rapid fire round, he got 10s. The closing, he got 10s for the closing. PowerPoint presentation, double 10s. Overall, a 10 and a 9. Swabizi ended up with the 144. Final score, Swab Boss, 144. Afro-Asiatic 117, family. All right, so shout out to both debaters. It was a very powerful debate once again. Very interesting debate. I was entertained the whole way through. So definitely did they thing. We will be in the building tomorrow. Once again, they'll be getting it in. We got Blue squaring off against the Moorish assassin. The return of the Moorish assassin. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be lit. It's going to be out of goddamn control, family. This is the Solar Vision Debate League. We'll see you then. Oh, yeah. Immediately following this debate, come on into the post-debate show hosted by yours truly, where I bring in S.V.D.L and the Asiatic Lion to talk about these scores, man. Let's go over a couple of these rounds, man. All right.
You know we had to spin the block again.
Then when the season actually starts, got these niggas rescheduling debates. You know what I'm saying? Bringing forth half-ass PowerPoints on their debates.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, well, I thought you was ready. In the preseason, in the off time, you was like, let's debate.
Yeah.
So that's why you're supposed to be preparing now. It's a long season. This is why I always tell y'all.
Let's debate. This where the best of the best collide and go edit on the internet. We coming for each other neck. You want me to show some respect to your scholarship? Let's debate. I hope you ready for war. You doing all that talking, but don't want no smoke. What did you come in here for? You know what we got going on, or you really with it? Let's debate. Solar vision is the only vision in the universal telescope. Everyone else gotta go. Intelligence level, it ain't even close. Let's debate. I ain't scared of none of y'all. I ain't backing up for none of y'all. Going in on every one of y'all. I want the Draco. I'm about to let 100 off. Let's debate. This where the stars shine bright. It's time to decide where your side of the line is. This is our life, so please be reminded. Everything you say, we will rewind it. Highlight your soundbite when we find it. Hindsight, your eyesight is not blinded. My life and timeline, a real diamond. To go find you someone to co-sign. It's on site, you low life with no light. And I don't write, just go with your neck bow tight. And there's no light with every day they go by. And I don't mind being the guy that you don't like. In high demand, I supply the web. I'm a fly guy, no spider web. You see a flight of stairs, there's an idol there. They won't work for life, but they're higher depth. But I'd rather listen to my higher self. Meditate and take me to a higher realm. If the education board diagram give me funny feelings in my diaphragm. And the medication full of fire ants. Council culture, counsel your entire camp. Lead by example, they responding to me, reading every letter like an eye exam. My descendants singing entire hymns. My ideals cry from the highest tier. Drug addicts weeping, that's the highest tier. But there's a need for knowledge, that's when I appear. And they do not teach this in college. They make us an offer and see we compete with the scholars. But we are not bothered by mammon. It's all in the fan. Just imagine the famine affecting your family. Global pandemic infecting your family. Satellite image can't pick up humanity. Newer technology, purpose abolish the growing the flowers organically. This where the scientists intersect with the Zionists. Intellect and the dialect. Like upgrade biotech. And we ain't even read your bio yet. You way up there nose bleeding. You done make it to the postseason. I beat you, it wasn't close neither. Now I'm back to hunt you like your old demon. Your entire premise worn out like old sneakers. Blown out like old speakers. Thrown out like old leaders. Pay attention what the soul teaches. Now that the price of gold cheaper, but the gold deeper this season, folks.
Get your information together now. Start your PowerPoints on some of the topics that you want to debate right now. Because you're trying to jump right back in the ring. It's a marathon, family. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Let go.
Shuckle, everybody shuckle,
yeah.
Shuckle, Solar Mind gon' make you shuckle, everybody shuckle, yeah. Everybody, Solar Mind gon' make you shuckle, everybody shuckle, Solar Mind gon' make you shuckle, everybody shuckle,
So with that being said,
let's debate. This where the best of the best collide and go edit on the internet. We coming for each other neck. You want me to show some respect to your scholarship? Let's debate. I hope you ready for war. You doing all that talking, but don't want no smoke. What did you come in here for? You know what we got going on, or you really with it? Let's debate. Solar vision is the only vision in the universal telescope. Everyone else gotta go. Intelligence level, it ain't even close. Let's debate. I ain't scared of none of y'all. I ain't backing up for none of y'all. Going in on every one of y'all. PowerPoint like a Draco. I'm about to let 100 off. Let's debate. Cigar is lit in the ashtray. I'm outside with the savages. Affiliation of intelligence. Whole team gold medalists. Perfect combination of the elements. The champion remain anonymous. Post-apocalyptic catastrophic population. They become the scavengers. We got a Bible crew. That's a tribal group. But with the old and new. And if they only knew that the new was old and the old is new. But the youngest knows what the old is new. Doesn't matter how much love you show them from your heart. They cannot never stand aside of you. Yeah. Don't you wanna tell the truth for one singing like that would be very polite of you. Yeah. This alternate current too powerful for them. Listen, I am here to enlighten you. Military-minded tanks on the ground. Make sure that your argument fireproof. Political plug, government rebel. They blaming it on Tasmanian devil embedded inside the minds of the
cool. It's a nice little debate. Let me start a new stream.